你好, this is Sherilyn, your instructor for Mandarin and Me course. Do you still remember what we did last time? 张美,你好. Oh, 王忠明,你有事吗? Today we will have a lot of 事 to do. And we were going to go to lesson 3, the third part, exercises. So let's start to do it because we have many things to share today. I don't want to waste even a minute. Come on, let's start. When you see the exercises as usual, and I want you read initial again. Again, yes, I said you have to really learn everything. Practice can make you familiar with the information. Hopefully this familiar feeling can bring you to the perfect situation. Okay, exercise 3. And first, we still read the following initials. Of course, you are going to do first. I'm going to follow you. So I'm going to point it as usual. You do it, then I will follow. 波 的 了 z 思 知 sh 日 qi 西 一 ge 和 Good job. Second part. Read the following finals. As usual, okay? Let's start. A, O, I, A, ow, O, an, n, ang, ye, yo, wo, yue. Okay, so now let's go to the third part. I want you to read the following tones. And you know the tones is changing when things merge together. So we have the origin separate one, then merge together one. So let's do it. You do first, I do second. A, 名字 名字 B, 认识 认识 C, 高兴 高兴 D, 先生 先生 E, 什么 什么 F, 老师 老师 G, 学生 学生 Just like I said, many nouns, when two sounds merge together, the second one turns out to be the neutral tone. But remember, that is not 100%. For example, 老师 学生 you will hear the 学生老师 but you also will hear the 学生 but 老师 always 老师 never change it 高兴 always 高兴 not 高兴 高兴 it doesn't work so remember that now let's go to the fourth one this one is circles right pronunciations and circles the right spelling. So be careful and see what's happened there. Now you know what I want you to focus on is sound, not tones. So go to the first one, A, 做, 支吾, 租, 知哦, 做, 知我, 捉, 知我, 做. So 知我做 is the correct answer. B, 啊, 啊, 乌 so 啊 C, 有 yin 有 yin. So this should go back to the whole pronunciation situation and you can check up with our pronunciation tapes and also check up with the books. When you see the books, this 有 should go with the independent one and nothing will link in the front. So it's this one. D, 诗 this is 知 思 诗 知 so 诗 是 and the next one 一 在 so should be 知 I 在 so this is 知 A 在 知 I 摘 思 I 塞 知 I 在 so 在 supposed to be the correct one okay 帮 波昂邦 wow find the answer immediately 波昂邦 but let's go on see what's happened next 波恩奔德昂当波安班 I'm so sure now 邦 is the first one next is 是知知思诗 no choice 诗 definitely correct 谁诗 A 谁思 I 塞诗 I 晒思 A 塞诗 A 谁谁 got it okay next 的 phew, it's already there right 波波 chi ch g g of course the is the first one next is 老 g ao 高 d o 都 l ao 老 d ao 到 lao is here 老 certain 诗诗思知知诗 okay this one next one is 学西凹消西约薛西安县兴兴 but 西约薛 is the correct one 生施恩生思恩森思安桑思安山 so I heard 诗 here so 施恩生 so if you get all of this means you did a good job another way you can use this part to practice is you can also try to see the tones for example 做 and you know 做 do you remember 做 then you can say 做 is which tone but since I didn't really request you to do and you can do whatever you want. You can stop here, or you can continue to go and do more. Next part of the exercises is something new. We never do that kind of exercise in our courses before. So since we are more knowledgeable and we have more Chinese character there, so let's try our ability. So fill in the following blanks with one of the words given below. So do you remember all these words? If you don't remember, go back to check and try to remember it, then come back to do it. This character read as 贵. Do you remember 贵? 你贵姓? 您贵姓? Second one, 做, to do. 做什么? 你在做什么? Next one, 有, to have. 你有事儿吗? 有. 谁 who 他是谁 When we have who is he 谁 we said 他是谁 的 is apostrophe s is possessive tense and also linked with adjective and noun so 的 and 是 is verb to be 我是老师你是学生不 no something you can control no right just no 不我不是学生 okay let's see what's happening here A 他姓 so 姓 you know should have a 贵姓他贵姓 what is people's noble name last name B 你是吗你有事儿吗你有事吗 So after you write the character there, you can really cross that out, so you were not confused anymore. Then 他是 what? Okay, 他是 who? Who? Where's who? Oh, here it is. 他是谁你在什么 So 你 subject What is a verb? Oh, verb. What is the verb here? To do. 做你在做什么 Great. And now pronoun and noun. And the noun here. So pronoun and noun linked together. You have to have a verb to be. 我是学生 and 我不是老师 the last one you don't even need to think 你是我的老师吗 Are you my teacher 你是我的老师吗 If you walk through with all the things still have questions and I will suggest you to do it again and then you will really learn more If you have questions and cannot get an answer please send an email to me and then I will give you clear ideas. Tell me where is the problem, and we will really work together. The next part is use lesson 3's vocabulary, write a completed paragraph. We always do that, right? You always know we have new information you can organize together and make good sentences. So this time what I'm going to show you is 张梅有事 Do you remember when Wang Zhongming talked to Zhang Mei? Zhang Mei said, 我有事儿 And what is the thing she's doing? She's 我在帮他忙 I'm helping him. And so Wang Zhongming is so curious. 他是谁 Who is he? Who is she? 他是我的老师 Turn out to be 他在帮他老师的忙 So 张梅 is helping her teachers with the busy situation. So that means 张梅 is helping the teacher. So 张梅不是老师，她是学生。So if you write something differently, I definitely would like to see you send to me and I will share your information. Probably we can put on our program and let other people also see your good sentences. And now we already finished this part of our exercises. For today's additional vocabulary, is definitely we want to have more things you can carry on with our lessons, and you can talk more. So additional vocabulary, the first one is 做事，知我做事事。做事 means do things. So if you want to say I do things, 我做事。I am doing things. Do you remember that progressive tense? 我在做事。How about 张美 is working, doing something? 张美在做事。And next one, 做饭。做饭 means cook. And if you want to tell people, said, I am cooking. How do you say that? 我做饭 I cook. I am cooking. 我在做饭。我在做饭。How about he is cooking? 他在做饭。How about you are cooking? 你在做饭。Do you want to make a question? How do you make question? Are you cooking? 你在做饭吗？你在做事吗？ Beautiful. Again. 你在做饭吗？ Faster. 你在做饭吗？你在做饭吗？ Sure. Life's not only cooking, working. We have to have more fun, right? What's the fun you can think about? I can think about something. Let's go to our new vocabulary list. Then you will see what is the things there. 3. 柯安看 Fourth tone. 看15书看书看 means to read. 书 means book. So 看书 means read book. And normally use 看 means you don't really read aloud. You read silently. Use your eyes to read. So if you want to tell people, 我看书, I'm reading book. 我在看书。你在看书吗？你在看书吗？ What does that mean? Yes. Are you reading book? Great. 你在看书吗？ If you are reading the book, you will say, 是，我在看书。Yes, I'm reading the book. Or 不，我不在看书。And next one, 柯安看 Fourth tone 看，波凹包 Fourth tone 报。报 means newspaper. So 看报 means read newspaper. 我看书 I'm also read a newspaper. 也看报。我看书也看报。And 你看书也看报吗？ So you can see this is also the subject, verb, object statement, and put a mark there, turn out to be a question. So next one, 西耶写 third tone 写字 fourth tone 字写字 means to write word, to write characters, to write some picture things you can read. 写字 Be careful. If you change 写字 tones and turn out to be 鞋子 that means shoes. So you don't tell people 我鞋子 me shoes doesn't work. 我写字 Repeat. 我写字 So now you know we can say 我有事儿我做事我做饭我看书我看报我写字 Wow, you already can say a lot, right? So you can ask people, are you read newspaper? 你看报吗？你在看报吗？ Are you reading newspaper? So if you want to tell people, I am writing words, 我在写字. And after this information, and we want to change something different, because we already tell a lot of things of doing something. And now we are not talking doing something, we are talking about special nouns, about different ideas. Then you can put the relationship together. See, what is the first relationship I want to share with you is 朋朋朋 E-O-U neutral tone 有 朋友 朋友 means friend. Friend. Do you remember how to say my? I, my, me, my. 我的. So my friend. How do you say my friend? 我的朋友. Is a friend good or bad? Of course it's good friend. Otherwise we don't want them, right? So how do you say good friend? Remember, all the adjective modifier supposed to be in the front of the things you want to modify. So 朋友 is friend. So good friend will be 好朋友, right? And if you want to say, is my good friend, you want to say, 是我的好朋友. Who's your good friend? You. 你是我的好朋友. Remember, that's very hard grammar words. One is 是, verb to be. One is 的. You use it very frequently. Please remember it. And the next one is easier. Father. And father, Chinese, in the normal situation we call 爸爸. Of course, from tradition until nowadays, we have many ways to call that. And if you go to the classical Chinese martial arts movie, you will find something out of your mind. But don't worry. When we get the martial art movie, we will share that. But now, let's stay with the beginner and foundationally doing the best. 爸爸. 爸爸. Next one, mother. 妈妈. 妈妈. 爸爸 is easy to say because the sound's going down. 爸爸. My father, 我爸爸. You say, hey, I remember you told me. If that is a possessive, you have to put a point, a punctuation, you have to put an apostrophe s there. Means you have to say, 我的爸爸. Correct. 我的爸爸 is my father, but 的 even is possessive, but sometimes in the people's relationship, you can drop it. So 我的爸爸, as a matter of fact, equal to 我爸爸. So how about my mother? 我妈妈. 我的妈妈. This is very hard. Normally, the first tone is so hard to hold. So when you practice, you come out, 我妈妈, 我妈妈. Don't get uncomfortable. You will start from there to adjust it. If you say 我妈妈, remember, try to raise up the tone. 我妈妈. 我妈妈. Okay, let's repeat. 我爸爸, 我妈妈. 你爸爸, 你妈妈. 他爸爸, 他妈妈. But if you want to have a person's name in front of it, you have to have 的 there. You should say 张美的爸爸, 张美的妈妈. You don't say 张美爸爸, 张美妈妈. That doesn't work. And let's go on to see what's happened next. Next one is the elder brother. You know, in Chinese family, the oldest son is very important. So let's start with the important members in the family. 哥哥. 哥哥. First tone again, hard to hold. 哥哥. Next one, elder sister. 基耶. 接 third tone. 姐姐. 姐姐. And next one, younger brother, fourth tone, 的一滴弟弟弟弟. The next one is a really sweetheart in the family, the youngest sister, 妹妹妹妹. So now you already know your whole family, right? Let's work together. 我爸爸，我妈妈，我哥哥，我姐姐，我弟弟，我妹妹. If you want to say, I'm helping my father, you should say, 我帮忙. I help, busy. I help who's busy? 我帮我爸爸的忙. So let's go to the blackboard and take a look and see how can we put the sentences together easy. So subject, verb, object. 我帮忙. Of course, we won't go back to the Chinese character. Then you will never forget it, right? And 帮忙. Is a full stop or a question? Of course, it's a statement. 我帮忙. And I'm helping with whom? I help with 我爸爸. And 我, you already know, we will save the secret for the future. Otherwise, you will have too much overloaded. You will not like to learn Mandarin. Then I don't want that happen. Come on, let's go to this simple one. 我帮我爸爸忙. So how about my mother? 我帮我妈妈忙. And you can go on and on. So 我帮我哥哥忙. 我帮我姐姐忙. And 我帮我妹妹忙. How nice you are. You are helping everybody. Will they help you? Of course. If you put them to be the subject, you can say, 我爸爸帮我忙. 我妈妈帮我忙. 我哥哥帮我忙. 我姐姐帮我忙. 我弟弟帮我忙. 我妹妹帮我忙. Here I missed the 弟弟, so let's get the 弟弟 back here. So all the family reunion here, okay? So if you want to say, I am busy, you will tell people, 我忙. But the other way, you don't want to tell people I'm busy, but I have something to do. 我有事. 我有事儿. Both works, right? 我有事儿. 什么事儿? What is things going on? 我帮我爸爸忙. Now, I hope you are helping someone, and of course, you are helping yourself, right? So we will going to next lesson next time, and see you again.